I still remember Mr. Tanaka, an 83-year-old gentleman from Okinawa. He walked into my clinic one spring morning, not with a cane, but with a quiet strength in every step. His posture was straight, his hands steady. And when I asked him about his secret to aging so gracefully, he simply smiled and said, "I eat what my grandfather ate." That moment stayed with me, especially when I compare it to my patients here in the US, many over 60, struggling with muscle loss, weakness, and the silent thief called sarcopenia. But what if I told you there's one forgotten fruit, common in Japan, that could help protect your muscles better than avocado ever could? Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching this from? And what time is it for you right now? Please let me know in the comments below. I truly look forward to reading them. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. The silent thief called sarcopenia. Let's be honest, most people don't talk about muscle loss when they talk about aging. We expect wrinkles, gray hair, maybe even memory changes. But few of us realize that what truly robs our independence isn't age, it's the loss of muscle. This condition has a name: sarcopenia, and it starts earlier than most people think. By the time you're in your 60s, you may have already lost up to 8% of your muscle mass per decade. By your 70s or 80s, that number can reach 15% per decade. It doesn't happen overnight, but slowly, almost invisibly, it weakens your legs, your grip, your ability to get up from a chair or carry groceries. It turns strong people into fragile ones. And for many, it leads to falls, fractures, and a deep sense of helplessness. As a physician, I've seen this silent thief steal the joy of movement from people who once ran, danced, or gardened for hours. What hurts most? They blame themselves. They think, maybe I'm just getting old. But age is not the enemy. Inactivity is, poor nutrition is, and ignorance is. And here's the truth: you don't have to accept this decline as inevitable. In fact, muscle is one of the most retrainable tissues in the body, even in your 80s or 90s. You just need to feed it right and move it right. What you put on your plate every day plays a bigger role than you might imagine. That's where the Japanese diet comes in. For generations, elders in Japan, especially in places like Okinawa, have shown us a different way to age. They remain active, balanced, and surprisingly strong well into their 90s. And no, they're not drinking protein shakes or eating tons of steak. They're eating real food, smart food, muscle-loving food. And there's one particular fruit often overlooked in the West that could change everything. It's not avocado, it's not banana, but it might be the key to fighting sarcopenia naturally. We'll talk about that fruit soon. But first, let's take a closer look at how modern eating habits in the US may be accelerating muscle loss, and what we can learn from the Japanese approach. Why the American diet weakens us. After 60, if you open the average American refrigerator, you'll probably find low-fat yogurt, sliced turkey, maybe some avocado toast ingredients, and bottled green juice. It looks healthy. But for aging muscles, this kind of diet might be doing more harm than good. Let me explain. After age 60, your body's ability to absorb and use protein starts to decline. It's called anabolic resistance, and it means that your muscles need more high-quality protein to maintain their strength, not less. But the typical American diet, especially for older adults, tends to be low in protein, especially during breakfast and lunch. A bowl of cereal or toast simply won't cut it. Even worse, many Americans have been told for decades to fear fat and cholesterol. This led to diets rich in processed carbs, low-fat packaged foods, and sugar substitutes, all of which increase inflammation and worsen muscle breakdown. But what's truly missing is diversity of nutrients. Think about it. How many different colors, textures, and flavors are in your meals each day? Most older adults in the US tend to eat the same things over and over, leading to micronutrient gaps that silently weaken bones, muscles, and the immune system. Compare this to traditional Japanese meals. In Japan, elders often eat small portions of many different foods in one sitting. Fermented miso soup, grilled fish, simmered root vegetables, seaweed, pickled daikon, tofu, and fresh fruit. This isn't just delicious, it's a practice rooted in shokuiku, the Japanese philosophy of mindful eating. Shokuiku teaches that food is not just fuel, but a tool for living well. It emphasizes balance, variety, and connection with nature, tradition, and family. Unfortunately, the Western approach to eating has become more mechanical, driven by convenience, speed, and marketing. It's no wonder so many older adults here feel constantly tired, achy, or foggy. And here's something many people don't realize. Muscle loss doesn't just affect strength. It's deeply connected to mood, sleep, blood sugar control, and even immune function. If you've been feeling more anxious, having trouble sleeping, or catching colds more often, part of the problem may lie in your muscles and what you're feeding them. But there is good news. You can start turning things around today, not by taking pills or following fad diets, but by learning from the world's healthiest elders. In the next section, I'll show you exactly how the Japanese approach food, not just what they eat, but how they eat it, can help you build muscle naturally and age with confidence. And yes, we'll finally reveal that one special fruit you've probably never heard of, but that could become your new secret weapon against sarcopenia. The Japanese secret to aging strong. Eat to keep your muscles. When we think of Japan, we often imagine cherry blossoms, peaceful gardens, or the quiet beauty of a tea ceremony. But for those of us in the medical field, Japan also offers something extraordinary. Some of the healthiest and longest living elders in the world. And they're not just living longer, they're living stronger. In villages like Ojimi in Okinawa, it's not uncommon to see 90-year-olds working in their gardens, carrying buckets of water, or practicing slow, controlled movements in morning exercise routines. Their secret? It starts with the way they eat. The Japanese don't focus on calories or protein grams. Instead, they follow a deeply cultural rhythm of nourishment, centered around balance, freshness, and respect for the body. One of the most beautiful concepts in Japanese wellness is Ichiju Sansi, a traditional meal structure that includes one soup and 3 side dishes, typically paired with rice and a small portion of fish or tofu. This method naturally creates a plate that's colorful, nutrient-dense, and gentle on digestion. But more importantly for aging muscles, this style of eating ensures a variety of amino acids thanks to combining plant-based and animal proteins, provides natural anti-inflammatories like omega-3s from fish, and fermented soy from miso or natto, supports gut health, which is key to absorbing nutrients like calcium, magnesium, and B vitamins, all essential for muscle maintenance, and encourages portion mindfulness, helping the body avoid overeating or food-related fatigue. Unlike the typical American habit of grabbing a large, single-ingredient meal, like a burger or a big salad, the Japanese approach is more like a symphony of small plates, each one offering something different to support the whole body. I remember visiting an elder home in Kyoto and being amazed at lunchtime. The trays were filled with tiny bowls, one with simmered pumpkin, another with hijiki seaweed, another with soft scrambled eggs over tofu, and a slice of persimmon to finish. No supplements, no shakes, just real, whole food served beautifully. What struck me most? They ate slowly, they talked to each other, they smiled. It reminded me that food is not just physical fuel, it's emotional nourishment too. Now, when it comes to muscle health, the Japanese diet naturally provides leucine, an essential amino acid that acts as a trigger for muscle building. Found in soy, fish, and even some fruits, vitamin D and calcium from small fish eaten whole, like shirasu, or bone broth, magnesium from seaweed and sesame, and powerful antioxidants from fruits like kaki, persimmon, yuzu, and umeboshi. Yes, fruits. And that brings us to the heart of today's video. Because there's one fruit in the Japanese diet, often ignored in the West, that may hold the key to fighting sarcopenia naturally. It's rich in antioxidants, muscle-supporting compounds, and has been part of Japan's wellness culture for centuries. The muscle-building Japanese fruit that beats avocado. If you walk through a traditional Japanese market in the fall, you'll find bright orange fruits hanging in wooden crates or drying gently in the sun. They're soft, sweet, and deeply loved across generations. This humble fruit is called kaki. You might know it as persimmon. In the West, persimmons are rarely a staple, but in Japan, they are a symbol of longevity, and more importantly, a nutritional powerhouse for aging muscles. Let's take a closer look at why this fruit deserves a place in your kitchen, especially if you're over 60 and want to fight muscle loss naturally. First, persimmons are rich in vitamin C, which isn't just for immune health. Vitamin C helps the body produce collagen, a protein found in connective tissues and muscles. As we age, we lose collagen, leading to joint pain, stiffness, and reduced muscle elasticity. One medium persimmon provides over 70% of your daily vitamin C in a form your body can absorb easily. But it gets better. Persimmons also contain potassium, a key mineral for muscle contraction and balance. Low potassium can lead to muscle cramps, weakness, and fatigue. Compared to avocado, persimmons have slightly less potassium per gram. But they come with something avocado doesn't: a rare antioxidant called beta-cryptoxanthin. This compound, found in orange-colored fruits like persimmon, has been shown in Japanese studies to reduce inflammation in muscles and joints. One long-term study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who regularly consumed foods rich in beta-cryptoxanthin had stronger grip strength and slower muscle decline over a 5-year period. And unlike avocado, which is high in healthy fats but calorie-dense, persimmons are lighter, easier to digest, and offer natural sweetness without added sugar. That makes them ideal for older adults with slower digestion or reduced appetite. I once had a patient, a 78-year-old woman from Hiroshima, who told me her secret to staying strong was eating a small persimmon after lunch every day. She said it helped her feel steady on her feet and even improved her sleep. While that may sound like folklore, it reflects something powerful: food as quiet medicine. In Japanese homes, dried persimmons, called hoshigaki, are often prepared in autumn and enjoyed through the winter. The drying process concentrates their nutrients, and the chewy texture encourages slow, mindful eating, which improves digestion and nutrient absorption. So how can you enjoy persimmons at home? Start simple. Look for fuyu persimmons, which are round, firm, and sweet even when eaten raw. Slice them thin and add them to oatmeal, yogurt, or a small salad. or try drying them in your own kitchen. They pair beautifully with nuts, seeds, and even aged cheese. More importantly, think of persimmons not just as a fruit, but as part of a muscle-supporting ritual. It's not about eating a magic food once. It's about integrating gentle, consistent habits that nourish your body every day. Feed and move, like the Japanese, a natural strategy against sarcopenia. It's one thing to eat well, but to truly fight sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle with age, you must also move your muscles. The secret lies in combining intentional nutrition with gentle, consistent movement. And no one models this better than older adults in Japan. You don't see many seniors in Japan pumping iron at the gym. Instead, you see something more graceful, more sustainable, functional movement woven into daily life. They garden, they walk to the market, they squat naturally when cooking or cleaning. Even their way of sitting, on the floor, cross-legged or kneeling, engages the lower body, keeping their joints flexible and muscles subtly active. This lifestyle promotes low-intensity, high-frequency movement, which research shows is especially effective for preserving muscle mass in older adults. It prevents stiffness, improves balance, and strengthens core stability without strain. One of the most respected practices is radio taiso, a simple 3-minute morning exercise routine broadcast daily across Japan. It involves slow stretches, rhythmic arm swings, light bending, and deep breathing. Millions of Japanese seniors do it every day, many in parks or community centers. I often recommend this routine to my patients because it's gentle on joints, it activates all major muscle groups, it improves circulation and coordination, and it requires no equipment, just your body and a little space. But perhaps the most important thing is consistency. You don't have to exercise hard, you just have to move every day. Pairing this daily movement with muscle-supporting foods like fish, tofu, seaweed, and yes, persimmons, creates a rhythm of healing the body naturally. There's even a word for this in Japan. Keizoku wachika aranari. Continuity becomes strength. A simple idea, but profoundly powerful. Let me share a story. One of my patients, Mr. Allen, 72, had been struggling with fatigue and balance issues. He felt his legs weren't as strong and he feared falling. After learning about Japanese elder routines, he started each morning with 3 practices. 1. Drinking a warm cup of miso broth. 2. Doing 5 minutes of floor stretches and standing squats. Eating a small bowl of rice with grilled salmon and pickled veggies. In 3 months, he reported better sleep, fewer aches, and most importantly, confidence in his body again. His secret? He made it a ritual, not a chore. That's what I want for you too. Because the path to strength after 60 isn't paved with protein powders or intense workouts. It's found in the gentle repetition of small, healing actions, the kind that Japanese elders have practiced for generations. So if you're ready to support your muscles naturally, consider this. Nourish yourself with foods that are simple, seasonal, and rich in color. Choose movements that bring ease, not pain, like morning stretches, walks, or light Tai Chi. And most importantly, treat your body with patience and kindness. 3 gentle habits to build muscle at home. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need fancy supplements, and you definitely don't need to push your body beyond its limits. If you're over 60 and want to protect your muscles, all it takes is a few gentle habits, done with care, done consistently. Today, I want to share 3 simple, Japanese-inspired actions you can start right at home. These are not intense, they're not intimidating, But over time, they build the kind of quiet strength that keeps you steady, independent, and full of life. 1. Wake up with shibashi breathing plus arm flow. In Japan, morning routines often begin with mindful movement. One of the most powerful and underrated is a practice called shibashi, a blend of Tai Chi and Qigong. Even 5 minutes a day can do wonders. Start by standing near a window. Place your feet shoulder-width apart. Gently raise your arms as you inhale, imagining you're lifting light. Exhale as your arms float down like falling leaves. Repeat this movement slowly 10 times. What this does: opens your chest, improves lung capacity, activates shoulder and upper back muscles, calms the nervous system. This motion wakes up your body and connects breath with movement, key to better posture and balance. 2. The 90-second floor. Japanese elders often sit on the floor when eating, reading, or relaxing. It's not just cultural, it's a hidden form of exercise. You don't need to stay there long. Just sit on a cushion or mat on the floor for 90 seconds a day. Cross your legs if you can, or kneel gently. Then stand back up, slowly and with control. Why this helps: engages core and leg muscles, improves hip mobility, trains your body to move up and down safely. If standing back up is hard, place a sturdy chair nearby and use it for support. Over time, your body will regain its natural strength, the kind we lose when we rely too much on soft chairs and couches. 3. Afternoon muscle snack. 1 persimmon plus hand grip. Around 3 p.m. when energy dips, most people reach for coffee or sugar. In Japan, elders often enjoy a small, sweet fruit like kaki persimmon and pair it with light activity. Try this. Eat 1 small persimmon slowly, slice by slice. As you do, squeeze a soft rubber ball or hand gripper with the opposite hand, alternating every few bites. This tiny habit feeds your body with vitamin C and antioxidants, stimulates digestion, strengthens hand and forearm muscles, key to fall prevention, encourages mindful snacking and activity pairing. If you do this daily, you'll notice better grip, steadier hands, and less stiffness in your wrists and elbows. Now, you may be thinking, can such small things really make a difference? The answer is yes, because your body listens to what you do often, not what you do occasionally. Just like the Japanese saying, "Chisai koto kara hajimeo." Let's begin with small things. So let these gentle habits be your new medicine. Breathe and move when the sun rises. Touch the ground and rise again. Nourish yourself with fruit and light strength. Work. They may be small, but done daily, they are your quiet rebellion against aging. Aging is not a disease. It's a natural rhythm of life, meant to be honored, not feared. And muscle loss? It's not your destiny. It's a message, a call to return to the basics, to move with care, to eat with intention, to live with softness and strength at once. The Japanese way teaches us this, that food can be simple yet healing. That strength can come from quiet habits, that even after 70, 80, or 90 years, your body still listens to kindness. So I invite you to choose just one small thing from today's video. Maybe it's the morning arm flow. Maybe it's sitting on the floor again. Maybe it's adding persimmon to your week. Whatever it is, let it be the start of a new rhythm, a rhythm of gentle, joyful strength. And remember, your journey is your own. Be patient, be curious, and never forget you're still growing. Medical disclaimer. The health information provided in this video is for general knowledge and educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice. If you have health concerns, please speak with your doctor or a licensed healthcare provider. If you believe you are experiencing a medical emergency, call your physician or emergency services immediately.